G'day guys, welcome back to Fading Margins. Well, this evening I could be sitting in front of a nice warm fire, resting, but instead I'm out here in the kitchen slaving, bringing you guys content. So I hope you appreciate it. Anyway, what I'm going to bring you today is 4 knives, 4 fixed blades that I'm sort of running, can't quite decide on. It's not that I can't decide whether I like them all, I just can't decide which one I like the best. There's one that I think is probably one of the prettiest knives I've ever seen. Another one's got a lot of nostalgia value and I like the guy who makes them. Another one's made out of my favorite knife steel ever on the planet. And the other one is, without question, one of the most competent knives I've ever come across. So let's give you a quick introduction. In fact, I'm going to go to the table with this so I don't have to keep crooking my neck, and then we'll get down to chopping up some flesh. Talk to you in a sec. Why didn't I do that before? That's much more comfortable. Right, let me introduce you to the competitors. This evening's quarry is some herrings, again, yes. As an Orthodox Christian, we eat a lot of fish before Christmas, because we're not eating any meat before Christmas. And so I'm dressing out herrings, and I love herrings, and if you can get them, grab them. They're really good value. Now, and then there's a couple of octopus that I'm going to clean up as well. Now, I'm not going to show you all of that because you'd be bored. Anyway, to the chase. What are we looking at? Right. The first knife you've seen before. Took this knife to France this year for 3 weeks down in Provence. This is the Nordly from Helle. Hope I'm getting that right. In flat grind. I think this is, when I saw this on a YouTube thumbnail, it was sort of stuck in wood like that. I thought it was the most beautiful thing I'd seen. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got a big flat belly, big beautiful belly on it. It's not very thick. I'd love another millimeter of steel and a bit more of a taper, but I'm not complaining. The handle's nice. It's got it all going on. It's made of 12 C27 Sandvik steel, which is a really good steel. It's not my favorite steel, but it is good steel. And I've almost got that edge to where I wanted. Almost. Second knife is the Kephart, or the Kephart knife from Becker Knives and Tools. I could listen to that man all day. He strikes me as an honest bloke. There's the knife. It's kind of simplicity itself, or seemingly. It's got a lot of interesting features. Flat grind again, 1095X or something, I don't know. Anyway, again, took this to France. It didn't really get much of a look in against the Helle Nordlys, but it keeps finding its way back into my hand. I want to like this knife. I want to use this knife as much as I like it. So she's getting a run today. I mentioned perhaps one of the most competent knives I've ever come across. This is the M07 from Peltonen in Finland. This is the small version of the M95, I think, which is another couple of inches longer. I had one of those, I gave it to my son, I've gone out and bought another one, so must be something going on. I've never seen a knife baton like this. Now, I'm not a batoning kind of guy, I'm a knife cutting kind of guy, but I've never seen any knife baton like this. It is quite extraordinary. It is a little thick for my taste. That's probably the absolute outer maximum of what I would accept on a tang. I don't go in for that whole bushcraft, thing where you have 5 mil of steel plus, and then a huge wedge bevel on it. I like enough to be a knife, I think it'd be a bit elegant. I filleted my last lot of herrings with this, mostly, and it did it fine. It does the job. The steel is some sort of tool steel, can't remember, you'll have to look it up, sorry chaps. At the moment, it'll leave a stain on an onion, that sort of thing. So it's probably not properly patinaed. But yeah, it takes a nice edge. It's a bit of a brute. It's got one of these sort of indestructible handles. It's full tang all the way through, but it's enclosed, which I like. I am toying with the idea of cutting it off. You won't believe that, would you? Well, you might. Cutting the handle off using a hickory helve from a tomahawk, which is the right shape, it's that egg shape. Cutting it off and inserting it through there and making a wooden handle, like a very traditional sort of wooden handle. Any of you guys got any suggestions? If you think I'm a complete idiot, don't do it. Put it in the comments below. So the Peltonen M07. And finally, having used that, this is the Buck Compadre. This is my modified Buck Compadre. Okay, so what have I modified? Well, I've taken the coating off and force patinaed it. Taken the coating off all the way back just to before the handle. You can see where the whatever it is they use, it sits underneath the handle. And I've done what I think Buck should have done in the first place, which is to round that up, take a little bit off, make it a little bit more sort of nice in the hand, so it doesn't look like it's been sort of just punched out, which they're not, because this is 5160, which is by far my favorite knife steel. I love 5160. You can see the edge on it. There's just something about it. I don't know what it is. I've got a 119 special in 5160, and if I could have all my folders in 5160, I would, but I can't. So there we go. Anyway, I was looking at the Peltonen and I thought, it's a little thick. This is not much thicker. It's thinner. There they are side by side. In fact, this one's probably thicker, but this has got the. This has got a concave bevel on. Right, so we're going to see if that works any better. Right, I'm up to 6.5 minutes. I'm going to shut up, get over there, and start cutting, and we'll have a look. Talk to you in a minute. All right, so we got them all laid out. We'll start with the M07. So, maybe on the scale. Oh, look at those. Nice. One of you was asking me the other day, when I did that recipe, what are smelts? Alright, well, those are smelts. It's the male, well, it's the testicles, I suppose. Alright, so head and tail off. Try to keep your hand mostly flat. That's where the chunk of the knife doesn't help. Into the ribs there. And that should be just about all of it. Oop. Tidy that up. There we go. One fillet. Again, spine on this one down here. There we go. As you can see, it's surprising, that's, a little cold out. It's not quite a combat knife, but it's on that continuum, but it works very, very well. Right. This is the Nordlys. Another male. I wonder if they'll age restrict this video to protect the innocent from seeing fish being gutted. What do you reckon? Yeah. Oh well. This is what it is. Okay, here we go. So, if you haven't done this before, you've got to find the spine. You put the blade, feel your way up to the tip of the blade. That's one. Turn it over. Don't like that. That's better. All that black is all the rubbish collects. They say that if it's you're gonna have heavy metals and things, that's where they're gonna be. I don't know about that, but it does have a nasty bitter taste, so why suffer unnecessarily, eh? As you see why I spent 3 weeks playing with this lovely, elegant tool. What I'll probably do is I've got a loaf of sourdough over there. So for tonight's supper, I think because my wife's out and she's already eaten, I'll probably wash, salt and cover these herrings. Oh, that went well, didn't it? And then just have the smelts on toast. For supper. Now, of course, you don't have to go to all this rigmarole. If you buy kippers, which are smoked herrings, they split them down the spine. I'll show you in a sec. I'm not going to do it, but I'll show you what they do. If you go to Norway, yeah, I've been to Norway, you get these fantastic little things. They're about that long, they split down the middle, they're completely clean, no heads, no guts, no fins, nothing, just these little sort of butterflies of herring. Now what they do to make a kipper is they'll, instead of splitting it that way, they split it that way along the spine. That was very effective. I was quite pleased with it. Right. Buck. Okay, here we go. What cuts like a buck, eh? We'll go backwards this time. So in the vent. A lot of knife to go up in the vent, that is. There we go. There you go. Oh, there's one more. So who's going to get a second run? Must have been some sort of stag party for all males. What's the downside of doing fish? My favourite sheath knives is that you use a lot of hot water. I left rather a lot of meat on that, did. But yeah, sometimes it's the fish. And yes, some pedant's going to say, Steve, you should use a filleting knife. And yeah, I could use a filleting knife, but, you know, in my dreams, I'll be out there on the paddock, hauling in huge netfuls of herrings, and I won't have a filleting knife on me. Well, there we go. So that's the 4 of them. That's a beautiful plate of herring fillets. Let's move on. You seen one of these before? That's off with the head. These really are alien creatures. There we go. Ah, I've been good. Now, apart from liking octopus as a food, one of the other reasons they're so readily available in the UK at the moment is that Mediterranean octopuses have become endemic in British waters. And they're scoffing everything. Because these are proper predators. So that's him. That's the head. Let's cut through there. I think we got the beak, did we? Nope, there's the beak. Just push it. There you go. Now all you do is cut him up. So, reach for a different knife. That's not quite what CJ had in mind. It's not an elk. But why not? There we go. That'll take a thorough washing, but you've seen that one before. All right. Well, there goes the resale value. Yeah. given a few away in my time, never resold one. That may be fat, but I can't tell. Alright, well, you've seen the Nordlys before do this, so now you've seen the others. And I gotta say that this little circus I'm putting on for you has not helped. It has not helped me decide which of these is my favourite. It has encouraged me to use the buck more, but I still find that this Kephart knife very winning. It's not really the blade profile I would have liked. You know, I like it. The spear point is alright, but there we go. I think we'll call that good, guys. I'm gonna wash my hands and then we'll sign off. Well, there you go, guys. You saw the action. I was actually doing it. So if you guys have got an opinion, let me have it. I'd be interested to know. Just off the top of my head, I'd say that the Compadre outperforms the Kephart knife at the moment. The Nordly's is sweet, but again, the M07 is extraordinarily competent for a knife of that profile, with that sort of a high saber grind like that. Really gets the job done. Well, that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll catch you on the next one. God bless.